Mayday, mayday, mayday. Mayday, mayday, mayday. All free citizens. Mayday, mayday, mayday. All that can hear. America has been overthrown. Repeat, America has been overthrown. Communist occupation. Repeat, heavy communist occupation. Location 15 degrees, 2415 north, 30 degrees east, 103. Repeat, 15 degrees, 2415 north, 30 degrees east, 10, 3. We're surrounded. We're surrounded. All comms are unsecure. Repeat, all comms are unsecure. The media has been taken over. Repeat, emergency. Mayday, mayday. All media has been taken over. Request information. Repeat, request information. Find Covert radio. Repeat, Charlie, Oscar, Victor, Echo, Romeo, Tango. Repeat, Covert radio. Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Welcome to Covert Radio. I am Covert Radio, and you will not see us coming. This is talk radio format, and we're going to jump into it really quickly here because I want this to be short as possible. You know, when is enough enough? I'm going to keep asking that. You know, look in the comments section. Do you think it's a joke? Look in the description. Do you think it's a joke? And oh, how we burned in the camps, later thinking. What would life have been like if we, I'm surmising, would have stood up for ourselves when they came for the mass arrest? Alexander Solzhenitsyn, The Gulag Archipelago. Written in Siberia to memory, based from memory, in a prison camp. America is being overthrown. Mayday, mayday, mayday. America is being overthrown. Heavy communist occupation. And they've been here. And they're called a bunch of different things. They're called communists. They're called Marxists. They're called socialists. They're called Zionists. So, you know, there was a study done years ago, and I covered this once, maybe a couple times, where, you know, these couple universities did a study about the polarizing difference between, you know, somebody who votes left and somebody who votes right. And, you know, again, I've told you guys, I don't put much weight or stock into the whole left-right paradigm. You know, give me control of a nation's money supply. I care not who writes the laws. You know, Amschel Rothschild said that. So, but I mean, that's just the reality. And that's really the reality at any level. It seems like the people with money never have any issues, but well, until they're, these people also eat their own, like Harvey Weinstein. But just like Bill Cosby, who admitted. It's over radio, Covert. You racist. You're a racist. Why didn't you tell Bill Cosby? Why? He was my dad for many years growing up. Mr. Huxtable. Mr. Huxtable was my dad. He was the only, stand up, black family that was on TV. And now white supremacy is taking him down. I mean, how do you know the facts? Again, emotions. Don't care about them. Don't care how Bill Cosby made you feel. I don't care. I don't care how he made me feel. What matters is his own admission of drugging and raping women. Now, I get it all. He's Bill Cosby. He's a millionaire. He's rich. It's probably a stepping stone or a gateway, a door holder for a lot of these women to try to get into the industry. I know I'm not an idiot, but what I'm telling you is he admitted to it. But he's released for whatever reason. He did a year and some, how fast a year goes by when you're that age. And watch Harvey Weinstein. Promise you, he will not do a more than a year and some change. Okay? It's just people with money don't, they'll set an example. Look at Martha Stewart. You know what I mean? They just, you guys know how it works. I'm not even getting into this. What I want to talk about is cancel culture. And this scumbag psycho on the screen right here. No, I'm not talking about Obama. I'm talking about Arne Duncan. I'm not going to get all into his history, but he was the Secretary of Education for almost, 7 years with Obama. If you remember, maybe that's another problem. I don't smoke weed and I have a great memory. I remember things I wish I didn't, to be honest with you, but I remember a lot of stuff. And I remember the hate that was being foisted onto this guy back then. 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. All the way up until Trump. People couldn't stand this clown, this psycho. Obama loved him. Obama appointed him. So you had the entire teachers union can't stand this guy. The entire socially involved conservative arm can't stand this guy. If you remember, this is the guy that tried to push and cram Common Core down everybody's throats, down every state. They wanted to foist Common Core onto everybody, just like how they're doing now, again with another communist president and their Marxist ideology. They're now trying to get, what do they call it, race theory, critical race theory, where you are automatically a victim if you have melanin, and you are automatically a racist, whatever, superior being if you have no melanin. Critical race theory. There's all the videos are scrubbed of black parents speaking out against this. No. They're going to continue the racial divide because they need black people huddled in a corner and used every 4 years. That's what they want. They cannot lose the black vote. So they got to continue to huddle all the black people in the corner, just like Candace Owens completely, rails against this. She can't stand the critical race theory or the fact that, Tariq Nasheed, Tariq is black. I'm black, so that means he's my brother. And that means he had my best interest in, get the fuck out of here if you're that stupid. Only intelligent people listen to Covert Radio. Look at the comments. Look at my receipts. Look at the history. Only intelligent people listen to Covert Radio. Now, let me stop here at a few minutes in. I'm not sure. I can't see the thing. Have I told any lies yet? Maybe that's what I need to start doing because, this last video I did about the Butter Biscuit Queen Nasheed, the last video I did, I told you guys, they're going to come. I said, watch the comment section. They're going to come. They came. There's a few comments that are just so ridiculously, I don't even know what the word is. They're asinine. They're idiotic. I mean, these are imbeciles. These are dum-dums. Vacuous dum-dums who blindly follow somebody who is robbing them. But yet, they will just fight and fight and fight and fight the Butter Biscuit Brigade. That's not... I just made that up. The Butter Biscuit Brigade. The Butter Biscuit Brigade, yo. They come, they cape for daddy, yo. They come and they cape for daddy. They don't care what the truth is. They don't care what the truth is. They have whatever racist ideology or communist ideology that they have. They blindly follow some literal clown from the internet, and they give him money, they buy his crap, they produce. See, here's the funny thing. They're all producers. But yet they get no credit. There's no executive producer credits on any of the true colors or hidden colors or whatever it is. There's no, unless you're giving him 10,000, I forget what it is. I've looked into this one time a while back. There's no producer credits, nothing. There's nothing you can gain from giving him money. And then the worst part is then he sells it to you. You pay for the production of it, for the research, and whoever else he pays to do that. Haiti, here's 10,000, go for it. Because he knows he's going to make another 50, 80, 100 grand off you dummies. Racist dum-dums. Racist dum-dums. You're a bunch of idiots. Don't come here and waste your time. You look stupid. You look foolish. I'll let your comments up just to show people I was right again. Here's what I don't have, though. I have nobody showing me proof of where I'm wrong. Nothing. They're just insults. It's reminiscent of Tammy Sotomayor. It's the same imbecilic, vacuous, pointless comments that just rehash talking points, whatever. But again, maybe I should stop every once in a while and say, okay, now tell me where I've just lied. Tell me one lie I have just said, or anything that cannot be verified many different ways. I'll wait. Okay? Maybe I will address these comments, because now they're threatening, I'll take your channel, I'll have your channel. Really? Just show me, embarrass me. Just show me where I'm wrong. Make me eat cake, you racist dummies that come here, that I said was going to come. The Butter Biscuit Brigade, show me where I'm wrong. You can't. This isn't about this. This is about this psycho that's on the screen right there. And I'm going to show you his tweet. Again, this is Arne Duncan. This is a call to action. It is time to show these people there are still millions of us that can still think straight. We can still rationalize. We can still think logically. We still have a soul. We still have a heart. We still have, the inclination to do good things, to have a family and praise God, the creator of all of this. You're not going to cancel all of us. That's what cancel culture is. It's a political communist weapon. Let me say that again. That's what cancel culture is. It was given a word. It's a word to a weapon. Cancel culture is a political communist weapon, and it's designed for these psychotic communists to exercise complete control and implement fear, don't tase me, bro, over a very chosen population who these communists deem as a threat. Arne Duncan being one of them. A yo-yo. Duncan. Arne yo-yo is one of these communists. And see, that's the thing right now. Everything's so polarized. They literally can't hide anymore. This guy cannot hide. I don't care how much you try to hide, eventually you will expose yourself. And that is what they're doing. Here's his tweet from yesterday. Arne Duncan, have you noticed how strikingly similar both the mindsets and the actions are between the suicide bombers at Kabul's airport and the anti-mask, anti-vax people here? Let me explain this again. Have you noticed how strikingly similar the mindsets are and the actions are between suicide bombers and Americans in America who are not going to have poison injected in them and have a diaper on their face that causes bacteria and all kinds of things to be, respirated deeply into your lungs? Because you have a choice of what goes into your body, and it affects your organs and mind, okay, and the quality of air that you breathe from a mask that doesn't even stop sawdust. I've said this before. I am a carpenter hobbyist. I cut and sand tons of wood, and I've bought these same masks for the last 20 years. These exact same mask. And do this yourself. Sand something for a period of 5 or 10 minutes. Take it off. You will be digging sawdust out of your nose and spitting it up out of your throat. This psycho-communist wants to compare suicide bombers to Americans who believe in freedom, to Americans who want to exercise their freedom, who want to not have the fucking government tell you what's going to go in your body. They blow themselves up, inflict harm on those around them, and are convinced they are fighting for freedom. You stupid slave. You're convinced you're free? This is the level of psychosis. This guy who was hated by the vast majority of America, teachers and conservatives, one guy who is a link to a terrorist himself, which was the Weather Underground. Look into it. He liked him. He hired him. And they tried to install something called Common Core, which is just gobbledygook on an insane level that erases any type of rational thinking or logic. That's what Common Core is if you look into it. Let me read it in one rip. Have you noticed how strikingly similar both the mindsets and actions are between the suicide bombers at Kabul's airport and the anti-mask, anti-vax people here? Have you noticed how strikingly... Are you fucking retarded? I'm asking you a question. I'm not saying that you are. I'm asking you a question, sir. Mr. Duncan, are you remedial? What planet do you see a striking similarity? How do you see it? Like, I really believe you should seek psychiatric help. How strikingly similar? I mean, are you a psychologist now all of a sudden? No, we're going to show everybody where you work, and we're going to request that everybody make an email and ask for you to step down. You should not be at the helm of any company or NGO that has anything to do with the education of children, sir. And what planet is it strikingly similar? That's like saying a 1998 Escort is strikingly similar to a 1997, there was what was it, an Omni or something. A 1998 Escort is strikingly similar to a 1997 Omni. Yes, I would say yes, sir. You're correct. They are similar. They're not the same at all, but I mean, they are similar. It may not even be striking. Have you noticed how strikingly similar a 1999 Corvette ZR1 is to a 1997 Corvette ZR1? There's subtle changes, yes. There's slight different body differences. Sure, yeah, it's very similar. I mean, and I guess maybe at that point we're talking strikingly similar. But when you compare these religious fanatics who killed American soldiers, when you compare that to somebody who doesn't want to be told by bureaucrats what's going to go into their body, and you in your mind, and you publicly say and try to convince people that they're strikingly similar, how are you to be trusted at the helm, the CEO of FullBloom, who is the chairman of the board of directors? That's who Mr. Arne Duncan is. He is the chairman of the board of directors for FullBloom. And we're going to get into that in a moment, and I'm going to have all of their contact information. And I want you guys to make your own decision, but I'm suggesting that you please contact them and ask this psycho to step down. Again, he should not be anywhere near the development of a child's mind. Let's take a look at this article here. See if you guys can see that. Yeah. Obama's Secretary of Education compares anti-mask, anti-COVID vax Americans to Kabul suicide bombers. Like, what planet do you live on? Barack Obama's Secretary of Education on Sunday compared Americans who refuse to wear a face mask and refuse to take COVID jabs to suicide bombers. Americans who exercise their constitutional rights are now terrorists, according to this psychopath, in my opinion, who is the chairman of the board of directors for a company that I think is an NGO, They may be an NGO. I'd have to look into that. Either way, I don't think this clown should be anywhere near the education of children. And, they just reiterate his tweet there. Have you noticed how strikingly similar both the mindsets and actions are between the suicide bombers at Kabul's airport and the anti-mask, anti-vax people here? They both blow themselves up. Who? Inflict harm on those around them. Who? Your mask protects you. Your vax protects you. Right? And their silly slaves are convinced that they are fighting for freedom. Reports from our international colleagues, including Israel, suggest increased risk of severe disease amongst those vaccinated early. Oh yeah, I don't want to get all into this stuff. This is simply just this clown. And I really want you to consider contacting this company. I'm going to put all their contact information in the bottom here. This is FullBloom. FullBloom provides education and behavioral health solutions that create better life outcomes for children and their families, regardless of the learning obstacles and other challenges they face. At the helm is Arne Duncan. In September of 2020, almost a year ago, Camden, New Jersey, FullBloom, a leading provider of special education, instructional intervention, behavioral health, and professional development solutions, announced the appointment of former U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan as their chairman of the company's board of directors. Duncan is a managing partner of the Emerson Collective, a social... a government-funded think tank. Oh, I'm sorry. What does that say? A social change organization that uses a broad range of psychological warfare. I'm sorry. A broad range of Nazi-era... I'm sorry. What does it? A broad range of tools, including philanthropy, impact... This is too much. Impact investing and policy solutions to create the greatest good for the greatest number of people. Who? The communists? The greater good. Get out of here. Yeah. And I'm not going to read any more of this. This guy is unhinged, in my opinion. Cancel culture. See, that's the thing. And I think that's maybe why this bothers me so much. Here's Media Inquiry. It's on the screen, but I'm also going to have it on in the description. This is all of their contact information. Phone number, emails. Ask Mr. Arne Duncan to step down. And if not, maybe we should boycott this company or really see where they're vested in. Do they have government contracts? Do they have, what contracts are they responsible for? What facilities do they own and operate? What level of degree of their involvement is in the actual direct education of children and the molding of their minds? At what level? Get this psychotic, unhinged, Marxist communist away from children's minds. I said before, cancel culture, and again, this is why this upsets me so much, because I know how this would go. If this was a nationalist or a an American patriot that had a problem with, something. They listen, cancel culture, and I've said this in the beginning of the video, it's a political communist weapon, and it's designed to exercise control over, the people the people they point to, like the insurrectionists, of which none had a gun, none were organized, and but yet they surrounded the Capitol with military and barbed wire fences. And we're going to get into that in 1 second, because I got to show you this woke army soldier who is basically telling the American people, when I get back here, heads are going to roll. You dare disrespect my authority. I'm going to show psychotic, completely woke psychos. Communists are taking over the country. America is being overthrown. America is being overthrown. And you are not doing anything about it. Why? Why? Are you going to wait till you're a victim of Me Too? Are you going to wait till you're a victim of this woke ideology that causes Marines to wear high heel red shoes? Slip-ons? Like, are you, like, what are you waiting for? Till you're a victim and you want to be exonerated, or you need somebody's help? These kids that you don't even know need your help. They need psychos like this to be addressed for their sick ideology. And I really do believe if he sees a striking similarity to a religious fanatic blowing themselves up, strapped with dynamite, killing innocent women, children, and American soldiers, if you really see a striking similarity to that, and somebody who says the government is not going to tell me what is good for me, that's why I have a doctor, that's why I go and see specialists, that's why I get second opinions. My body is my body. It's not like your body, her body, his body, or that body over there. This is very, very, very intimate. My blood type, my genome, my DNA, my, medical history is not up for debate by somebody who made politics a career, who is paid off, bought, and purchased by the same 4 or 5 families who control the world and control the money. This is a slave mentality, and they're not going to stop until we're all chipped. So when are you going to do something? Again, are you going to wait until you're a victim? Your child's a victim? This is a communist... This is a communist takeover. Let me get a drink here. I'm burning incense, and sometimes, it goes, it goes straight down. This is a communist takeover, and these communists are already starting to pick and choose who will be in violation of their their control grid. People who fight against this are going to be labeled, and they are already starting to label them, domestic terrorists. They are training the military. They are training the police. They want a federal police agency. So there's beyond corruption in that and control. That's what all of the defund the police is. Are you stupid? Or do you really think that Nancy Pelosi cares whether there's a psychotic cop that beat your kid's head in? Do you really believe this multi-millionaire? I can't. While at the same time, the borders are wide open. They're wide open. There was, I don't want to make this too long. There was a, where are we at? Oh my God. There was a whistleblower that just came out with Veritas, Project Veritas. And this guy was, said he's a DHS, Department of Homeland Security employee. He's an insider who just came out and exposed some information. Basically, a long story short, he's exposed these criminals who were walking right over the border. There was one guy he talked about who's a known 18th Street gang member. This guy has 37 felony violent crimes against him. Several were with and against young children. In his own country, wherever he's from, he walks right over the border, a known felon, 37 felonies, abuse of children, several charges against him regarding children. Yet he walks into America. He acquires an emergency visa, emergency status. See, there's a loophole that they're exposing now that all these people have to say is, I'm afraid of my country. I'm afraid of my government. I'm afraid of my communist government. Where do we go? I'm afraid there's a threat on my life. I want asylum in America. I am a known very violent criminal with 37 violent felony crimes on my record. And I also have violent criminal record against children. But I want to feel safe here in America. So, they give him a job. I'm not making any of this up. Go to Project Veritas and watch the interview. They give him a job. They give him cash money. He has health insurance. He has housing. He has free public transportation. Mind you, 37 felonies, violent crimes, some of which were against children. Here's the craziest part about all of this. These people, and he is, applying to become a sponsor of a child. Because all these kids supposedly have just walked up to the border at 5 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old themselves. They're called UACs, which are unaccompanied alien children, UAC. There's a ton of kids coming across the border, hundreds of thousands of kids coming across the border. And prior to that, or right along with that, and after that, you have dangerous gang affiliated criminals with multiple felonies who are coming into America, and they're applying for to be a sponsor of kids. Again, these are violent street gang criminals. They get free everything that you're paying for. Then they are given children to look after in America. So let me ask you this. Are these kids going to safe and stable, loving households, a stable environment, and, they're going to have nutrition and education and safety and all that? No. They're finding that these kids are immediately forced into sex trafficking. What do you care about? What do you care about? The people who speak up and fight, and I got to watch every word I say now, because I'm literally any day they can take my channel. They could take my channel. They just continuously, like I said, cancel culture is a political communist weapon so that they can silence anybody at any time and label them a terrorist, a domestic terrorist. You're silenced. or you're arrested, or again, you're labeled a terrorist, a domestic terrorist. There are people that are having their bank accounts taken away from them. They're just trying to be digitally erased. If you don't start caring or speaking up, they can't silence all of us, because then they're just an echo chamber and nobody cares. And you have people like this psychotic, extremely privileged for his entire life. I read his whole history, but utterly absurd, openly communistic, ideologically pathetic clown. Career politician, career insider, responsible for molding young kids. You see what they're allowing to happen to the young kids crossing the border. And you're just going to sit there and what? Do what? You're going to watch Dancing with the Stars? Fire him. Raise your voice. Cancel him. Just like they're trying to cancel us. The hypocrisy of all of this, again, is if you're a Trump supporter, if you believe in America, a nationalist, American patriot, and you would say something like this, or something in opposition to even like recently they just said, here we go, third booster, like everybody has said, it's not going to stop. They figured out that each time the new booster, it's $10 billion. What do you think? These people are in it for charity? They're going to save America and the earth for charity. This is a business. This is a business. And now they've hired these Pfizer and all of them have hired some of the biggest multimedia, psychologically based advertising companies. Because that's all you're going to see now. And this has come out in an article, I forget, Washington Post or something. This is all you're going to see. Booster, 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 booster. Every time. The next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. 10 billion, 10 billion, $10 billion. 10 billion, 10 billion, 10 billion every time. Let me show you guys this real quick before we wrap it up. Did you see this? Listen to this little sweetie pie here. Yes, sir.
Understand that if active duty military actually get deployed within the United States, that weapon is not just pointed at other people, other countries. It's pointed at you.
There you go. Let me rewind that for you, you criminal American who assumes that you have freedom or a constitution that will protect you, or you live in a republic that has free and open, elections. You see this little woke guy here? Or I'm sorry, it might be a woman. I'm not sure.
If active duty military actually get deployed within the United States, that weapon is not just pointed at other people, other countries. It's pointed at you. If you do not get in your house when I tell you to, you become the enemy.
You hear that? You're the enemy. You're going to listen to my authority. You're going to let me in your house when it's time to jam this needle in your arm. Prime example, let's say Covert Radio, and this is just an example here, okay? We're going to do a comparison of the strikingly similar line of thought that Arne Duncan is trying to convince people is actually feasible or reality. Let's just say I would say something like this. These psychotic soldiers, okay, who have been devastated. They have had their brain and DNA devastated, becoming a military guinea pig field with shot after shot after shot after shot after shot, hours and hours and days and weeks and months of mind-breaking, mind-altering, personality-destroying, deep psychologically training to be reprogrammed into a careless killer. Who are brainwashed into believing they're fighting for freedom. They're fighting for America. Thank you for your service, for going to kill women and children in a country you don't belong in. Thank you for your service. You're fighting for America. You're fighting so I could be free. Even though now you're threatening that when you come back to U.S. soil, that once you point your gun at me, if I don't do what it takes, and I'm an enemy. I'm an enemy of the state and the country. Thank you for your service. All actuality and reality. Again, this is just an example. I'm tweeting this. I'm twatting this, okay? Tweeting it. I don't know what they call it. You're fighting for America, but in reality, you're fighting for the wealth and the control of just a couple families who own the money. They print the money, and they own the vast majority of real estate and land, and they do it through different governments that they either topple or overthrow and install puppets into. Now they're doing it to America. Last. If they conquer America, there's nothing stopping them at all. So let me tell you this, sir. You want to protect my freedom? Start with these communists who are overthrowing this republic. Start there. Quit trading your soul in murdering innocent men, women, and children in Middle Eastern countries that you are invading. Start there. I gotta get them terrorists. I'm going to get terrorists. The Bin Laden is in a cave. Well, he was trained by the CIA. I don't care if he was trained by the TI. I don't care. We're gonna get a terrorist. Drop the bomb on them. That's all you do right there. You did get yourself a nuclear bomb. You drop it on all them ragheads. That's all right there. You devastate the whole country. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Got to get them terrorists, them Rothschilds, them other terrorists. While at the same time, you can stand your post, you can do your shift, protecting the Afghan poppy farmers and the poppy fields that are making morphine and heroin that in the last 20 years has crippled, destroyed American families and infrastructure, has destroyed Americans, killing innocent civilians right here on the land of the free, right here. That's what you have done. So don't you fucking threaten me, because I'm ready. And guess what? There are millions of us that are ready. You're psychotic. I can see it in your eyes. Your mind is gone. And who the fuck are you to threaten Americans that if I don't do what you tell me to, you're going to put a gun in my face? That's a two-way street. That's a two-way street. Heard I'm proud be American. Wake the fuck up.